Welcome to the STR Intelligence Weekly Regulations Roundup, your source for the latest news on short-term rental regulations across the country. I'm your host, Nora. This week we have updates from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Des Plaines, Illinois, Plattsburgh, New York, Knoxville, Tennessee, and Humboldt County, California. In Sioux Falls, the newly formed Short-Term Rental Alliance is speaking out against proposed regulations like requiring parking spaces and neighbor notifications, arguing these changes could essentially force some hosts to close up shop. The group plans to voice concerns at an upcoming city council meeting on August 22nd. Over in Albuquerque, two proposals to cap short-term rentals failed to pass city council votes last week, as lawmakers were split on the best approach to address housing needs amid a shortage crisis. Some supported the regulations to preserve housing stock, while STR operators opposed them. Meanwhile, in Des Plaines, Illinois, officials and residents have been raising concerns over short-term rentals, prompting the city council to consider reviving regulations from 2017. These would require rental licenses and limit rentals to just 10 days annually. Supporters want to curb issues like parking and trash, but opponents argue this is overly restrictive. More discussion is still needed before any rules pass. Up in Plattsburgh, New York, residents claim short-term rentals are reducing housing, impacting schools, and changing neighborhood character. While rentals are currently banned in residential areas, the city has no data on how many operate. Officials first want to study the STR landscape before making any policy changes. Down in Knoxville, Tennessee, county leaders are looking to regulate short-term rentals after a party at an Airbnb got out of control. While some support proposed regulations, realtors warn about infringing on property rights. Commissioners will vote on rules later this month. And finally, in California's Humboldt County, a draft ordinance on short-term rental rules has sparked vigorous debate over balancing economic benefits with preserving housing and neighborhoods. Key issues include rental caps, permits, and neighborhood impact. Public feedback is still being gathered ahead of a final decision. That's it for this edition of the STR Intelligence Weekly Regulations Roundup. Don't forget to visit our YouTube to stay up to date on the latest STR regulation news and analysis. We post new videos every week, so hit the bell to get notified when a new one drops. You can also listen to the STR Intelligence Weekly podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Leaving a review helps others find the show. Be sure to tune in next week as we bring you the latest short-term rental news from across the nation.